to begin our next event. Woo woo! And I'm so thrilled to be able to introduce my brand new, fabulous colleague, Dr. Madison Moore. Let's give it up for Madison. A big Roski welcome. Welcome to people who are joining us also from Zoom world. I know I'm just a disembodied voice, but that's how it goes. Madison is an artist, scholar, DJ, and professor of critical studies here with us at USC Roski School of Art and Design. They also are author of the book Fabulous, The Rise of the Beautiful Eccentric, out with Yale University Press. And today they will be dialoguing with and leading us on a critical listening session with Professor Daphne Brooks, William R. Cannon Jr., Professor of African American Studies, Women's, Gender, and Sexuality Studies, and Music at Yale University. She's joining us from New Haven on the screen. She is the author of Bodies in Dissent, Spectacular Performances of Race and Freedom from 1850 to 1910, and Liner Notes for the Revolution, the Intellectual Life of Black Feminist Sound. Brooks has authored numerous articles on race, gender, performance, and popular music culture, and is also the author of the liner notes for The Complete Tommy Terrell and Take a Look, Aretha Franklin, Complete on Columbia, each of which has won the ASAP Deems Taylor Award for Outstanding Music Writing. Her liner notes essay for Prince's Sign of the Times Deluxe Box Set was published in 2020. And she is currently editing an anthology of essays called From Black Star Rising and the Purple Rain, celebrating the legacies of David Bowie and Prince. So excited for that. An international 3-day conference and concert that she curated previously. So please help me in welcoming Madison and Professor Daphne Brooks.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Yes. I'm so excited to be here. Hi, Daphne. Can you hear us?
Hi, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello,
Yes.
everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, God, I wish I were there. I wish I were there with you. Here, I'm trying to get full screen.
Yes, you're larger than life. Full screen. Full screen.
Oh, no.
Trust and believe. Yes.
Here, I'm trying to get full screen.
Yes, you're larger than life. Full screen. Full screen.
Oh, no.
Trust and believe. Yes. So what we have for you today is we're going to have each of us is going to take a little bit of time to frame our approach to the album, give a little bit of our sort of spiel, and then we'll go back and forth playing little snippets of tracks from the album that we both think are interesting and to kind of spawn dialogue. And then by the end, we will each choose one track that we will play out fully to kind of discuss and hopefully groove to. I hope you all are ready to shake and move and dance a little bit. All right. Daphne, do you want to go first?
Oh, this is all so deeply improvisatory. I'm happy to do that. We haven't tested anything out with tech here, so let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Stand by. Okay. So I'm not going to share sound, Madison, or I am?
Yeah, just share screen, but do not click share computer sound. Oh, do share computer sound.
Do share. Okay, hold on. Stand. I always go to the dark Trump place, stand back and stand by, but we want to reappropriate all of the ugly things in life as we do so masterfully. Okay, so I am going to click it. I'm going to click share sound. Okay, and optimize for video clip. This is how I would normally do things, Madison, but if you think not, just let me know.
Okay. All good.
All right, you can see things. Good afternoon to my California brethren. At the outset of our gathering, I'd like to take a moment to thank Professor Jenny Lind and fellow faculty and staff in USC's Roski School of Art and Design, as well as the organizers of this weekend's Vision and Voices program. It's an honor to be here with you today, albeit virtually. especially as a native Californian. Give it up for the Yay area. And it's a thrill to be here in conference. That's right. Although I did my time in Los Angeles, down the road from y'all. So it's a thrill to be here, especially in conversation with Professor Madison Moore, who just joined you all as we were just discussing and celebrating, joined you all on the ground there. So new to USC community, but well known and celebrated as one of our leading cutting edge theorists of critical Black performance studies and queer cultural and sound studies and radical nightlife studies. So lucky you all to have Madison on the ground with you. What a way to end September, the month of our profoundly impactful, popped world altering Virgo's groove, so to speak, right? So did somebody say Renaissance, as in rebirth and reinvention, like the kinds that Black folks have been staging repeatedly on this cruel, wretched, and recalcitrant American scene in the privacy of the clearing here. A little moment of the clearing. Yes, that's right, Oprah, but really Bay Richards in the clearing.
Let your mothers hear you laugh.
Here we have the Black Book again. Staging our rebirth in the clearing. In the arrangements, sorry, this should move. I want to move. Hello. And the arrangements we crafted on center stage in the Reconstruction Concert Hall, the kinds that we insisted on capturing for the record in artist studios, in verse and fiction, and of course, in no holds barred clubs in the heart of Harlem, USA, all the way to the other side of the world. A Renaissance is what we do, how we do, what we've had to do, and to do and to count on in the face of the chronic and perpetual operations designed to annihilate us. Repeatedly across space and time, Black women insurgents and change makers have had much to do with creating the conditions for our glorious and urgent instances of cultural, social, and political rebirth, working their grassroots magic from all angles, staging gatherings and meetings, and curating salons for activists and creatives around the edges of the workday and in the after hours imaginary, as my wonderful colleague Shane Vogel has shown us, connecting, organizing, partnering, and collaborating, cultivating the energy of solidarity in this pursuit of being reborn, defining our personhood on our own terms, reviving and rekindling that which already exists inside of us, if we might yet just name it again and again and again. Renaissance, like the kind we watch sweep across the world of Black letters in the 1970s and the world of academic scholarship in the late 70s and 1980s forward. The sisters who composed the literary and cultural arm of this movement in the midst of the fleeting second Reconstruction, of course, drew on the pedagogy of their forebears, yoking together candid meditations on the beauty and value of home space, domestic fronts, with searing critiques of white supremacy, patriarchal peril, class exploitation, homophobia, and heteronormativity. They invented our modern intersectional language and in the process inaugurated a Renaissance still evolving, a Renaissance whose wisdom is still, thank God, informing the terms of our 21st century everyday fugitive planning. Believe it when we say that Queen Yance continues to call attention to the pedagogy of her elders from this era, especially who were, it should be noted, drawing on the wisdom of the ones who came before. Ooh, that was a throwback, but our Millennium Renaissance sister summons inspiration from and pays homage to the ones in our past who were doing our quilt work, the ones who spoke, made visible and audible, defended, cared for, and demanded that we take seriously Black women and queer folks of color's radical intimacies, wildest desires, jubilant pleasures, and thrillingly dangerous freedom dreams. Case Robin Kelly. The grist of her latest masterpiece of an album is built out of this history, built out of the grace notes. Can you hear it okay? No? But let me know if it's too loud. And Madison, you can adjust the volume, right? So built out of the grace notes. I'll get loud. The grace notes of an artist who deserves all the flowers now. Looking at you, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, MTV Awards, BET Awards. So an artist we've come to rightly know in her veteran years as the godmother of queer utopic disco and Afro-funk, architect of sounds and aesthetics, with choreographed danger, as she puts it herself in her Madison Moore fabulous memoir that everyone should go out and read right now. Pulsating with the sweaty symbol of transition, she supplied a score set to the post-Stonewall these songs of queer life. Those Greystone classics with wickedly salacious pull up to the bumper and warm leatherette transduced that universe into the extended execution of vinyl foreplay. This was avant-garde eroticism that matched the equally formidable and enigmatic function stereo Betty Davis's growl. Recall how Betty I'm Different Davis sang would-be anthems about not being like other girls and mind the nasty and the dirty. Hers were articulations of sexual desire and forthright erotic agency. Love
Tell me the world is round, get inside my head, just mess up my mind, do me in, do me in, I could dig it now, do me in, do me
Can you push the volume down a little bit?
you can do it now.
better.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So recall how Betty I'm Different Davis sang would-be anthems about not being like other girls and mind the nasty and the dirty. Hers were articulations of sexual desire and forthright erotic agency, anti-love songs, as she famously called them, that rejected the gender-prescribed conventions of romance in favor of tough, frank observations about sex, power, and exigencies of claiming one's own carnal authority in life. Both old sisters, the Black Women's 1970s Renaissance, made sound sets with sinuous, prowling beats. Here in our H-Sound Geniuses repertoire for this latest album, as twin pillars of ferocious, sexual, and kinesthetic freedom and adventure. Add to this the worldwide stardom and pop domination. Try to get that.
Can you push the volume just
I'm trying.
2% of the volume?
Yep. That was bad. I want to go down. Pause it because I can't. I'm having trouble adjusting the volume.
Oh.
Always the nightmare. So let's talk just a little bit about LaDonna very quickly, the Afro siren of summer, the artist who the great Danielle Smith reminds her in her moving and captivating Shine Bright critical memoir as one of the greatest pop artists of all time, a pillar of excellence and virtuosity, sumptuous and exquisite dance floor epics that gifted us with the feeling of the fantastical, of eroticism as elegance and infinite romance, of the orgasmic as a source of expansive sonic temporalities. Says Smith, quote, disco, when we think of disco, we think of the voices and energy of Black women. Summer, Gloria Gaynor, Thelma Houston, Ami Stewart, the Pointer Sisters, A Taste of Honey, Sister Sledge, Anita Ward, Diana Ross, the Gwen Dickey-led Rose Royce, the Cynthia Johnson-led Lips Incorporated, Norma Jean Wright, Alpha Anderson and Lucy Martin of Chic, Dionne Warwick and more. A corps d'elite, she adds, of pop music. This renaissance in music, Beyonce's masterful, this is the renaissance in music that Beyonce's masterful work of art reminds us of. It's as fierce and statuesque and in possession of fleet and iridescent power as the silver holographic horse on which she sits astride on her album cover. She rides their beat forward into our present moment of precarity in just a nick of time. Think of her 2022 path-breaking effort then as a revolutionary recuperation of the ones who've supplied the soundtrack to our bodily liberation. It's also, I would want to finally add, as I close out my opening remarks, saturated with a kind of lyrical storytelling aesthetic that resonates with the spirit and style of that literary rebirth and revival of which I spoke a moment ago. The late, great Black feminist writer and critic Toni Cade Bambara's 1974 classic short story Medley, about which the legendary scholar Farah Jasmine Griffin has written so brilliantly, is perhaps one of our greatest literary examples of the fusing of music and Black feminist erotics, as it brilliantly weaves together jazz improvisatory storytelling with sexual intimacies and complex revelations about the workings of romance and companionship and the bittersweet ends of relationships. Medley's a finale, a final coupling between narrator sister Sweet Pea, a manicure by day and vocalist by night, and her bassist lover Larry, whose mediocrity as a musician forever disappoints, is a marvel in the way that it artfully weaves together sound and the sensual, sonic, and sexual fulfillment. And so if you'll allow me a moment to close out by reading the work of one Renaissance that speaks to another, I'm going to do so and pull up the last few paragraphs of Toni Cade Bambara's Medley. The bathroom was all steamy and we had the curtains open so we could see the plants and watch the candles burning. I had bought us a big fat cake of sandalwood soap and it was matching them candles scent for scent. Must have been 2 o'clock in the morning and looked like the hot water would last forever and ever and ever. Larry finally let go of the love songs, which were making me feel kind of funny because I thought it was understood that I was splitting, just like he'd always made it clear, either I was there or nowhere. Then we hit on a tune I didn't even know the name of, except I like to scat and do my thing. Larry calls Swahili wailing. He laid down the most intricate weaving, walking, bopping, strutting bottom to my singing I've ever heard. It inspired me, took that melody and went right on out that shower. Them candles about used up the fatty soap long since abandoned in the dish, our bodies barely visible in the steamed up mirrors walling his bathroom. Took that melody right on out the room and out of the doors and somewhere out of this world. Larry changing instruments fast as I'm changing moods, colors, took an alto solo and gave me a rest, worked an intro up on the piano, playing the chords across my back, drove me all up into the high register while he weaved in and out around my head on a flute, sounding like them chili pipes of the Andes. And I was Ema Sumac for 1 minute there, up there breathing some rare air and losing my mind. I was so high on just sheer music and the water, the healthiest thing in the world. And that hot water pounding like it was part of the group with a union card and all. And I could tell that if that bass could have fit in the tub, Larry would have dragged that bad boy in there and played the hell out of them soggy strings once and for all. Last paragraph. I dipped way down and reached way back for snatches of Jelly Roll Morton's Deep Creek Blues, and Larry so painful, so stinging on the bass could make you cry. Then I'm racing through Bessie and all the other Smith singers, Mildred Bailey, Billy and imitators, Betty Roca, Nat King Cole, Vintage 46, a little Joe Carroll, King Pleasure, some Babs. Found myself pulling lines out of songs I don't even like, but ransacked songs just for the meaningful lines or two, because I realized we were doing more than just making music together. More than just making music together. Beyonce's Renaissance reminds us of this Toni Cade truth, that the music made all the way from the bedroom to the dance floor and back. The music is, can, and will always be the path to our deepest truths. Madison, what you got over there?
Thank you. That was gorgeous as ever. I'm just going to share my
Yes.
screen here. There she is, standing right there in a nasty bodysuit, child, with circles cut out like peepholes so you can get a little flavor of the skin, too. You can't touch this skin, but you can look at it. Baby, the white lip is eating, and the green ice cream wig is turning it. Your faves could never. It's 1990s New York, and there she is on Gay Cable Network, a public access channel performing her legendary bitch track, Miss Honey, with two unbothered background dancers anchoring Moi Renee as she glides in and out of poses while reading an unknown Miss Honey for being late. I know you hear me calling you, Miss Honey.
Miss Honey, 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 Miss Honey. Don't you hear me calling you Miss Honey? I know you hear me calling you Miss Honey. The bitch knew that I'd be back. She knew that I would not go long, Miss Honey. Miss Honey! Where's the bitch? She's got some nerve. Here I am and feeling fierce. Miss Honey! Miss Honey! Miss Honey! Miss Honey! Don't you hear me calling you Miss Honey? I know you hear me calling you Miss Honey. Don't you hear me calling you? Don't you hear me calling you? Don't you hear me calling you Miss Honey?
This rare 1992 performance of Miss Honey by Moi Renee holds a special place in my heart, my Black Queer archive, and the Black Gay group chat as one of the most dynamic, lyrical, and compelling examples of the genius of Black queer performance and the club. Born in Jamaica but raised in Philadelphia, Moi Renee was a Black queer New York nightlife personality who, like most of the club kids that landed in New York in the 80s and 90s, got to the city and found a home on the dance floor. She studied at Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater during the day, but at night, you'd find her throwing shapes in clubs like The Shelter, Trax, and One Hot Spot, where she became known for over-the-top camp performances. These effervescent club performances led to her 1992 bitch track, Miss Honey, which was extremely popular at the gay clubs, and that's how she landed the gig performing on the Gay Cable Network. For context, the early 90s was a red-hot moment for cultural production about gender nonconformity. We all know Madonna's Vogue dropped in March 1990, and followed by Jenny Livingston's Paris is Burning in September 1990. RuPaul's Supermodel You Better Work came out in 1993, and Judith Butler's galvanizing work on gender troubles came out in 1990 as well. Aside from her club performances, Moi Renee was also known for being fabulous. Don't get it twisted, she was that girl. Moi Renee was defiantly queer in spite of the many and various aesthetic sanctions that were and still are placed on Black gender nonconforming people who dared to embrace a poetics of the self instead of trying to fit in. Richard Alvarez, another New York nightlife impresario, artist, and close friend of Moi Renee, recently showed an image of Miss Renee on Instagram, remembering her this way. This is what Moi Renee would walk down the streets of New York City looking like in the 1980s. Pedo-like Miss Renee would saunter in a tennis skirt done and chop anyone who tried it. She held space and gave so many people permission. No shade, but even POC gays wouldn't fuck with her. They would get red. It was such a minefield of danger from every sector, and the freaks stuck together. Her voice was a balm to me. She fed my mind and my heart. She matters, and anyone who reads anyone that features her doesn't really matter. Thank you, B and Honey. I live and I have immense joy in it all. Yeah. So on the eve Renaissance dropped, and I saw the album had a song that credited Moi Renee, Kevin Alviance, and DJ Mike Q, three of the most important Black queer voices in dance music history, I got really excited. The resulting track, the penultimate, Pure Honey, is one of the record's best moments, I think. And then, when I saw that Honey Dijon, hands down one of the greatest DJs working in dance music today, also produced a few tracks on the record, my mind melted. Shout out to Honey, whose virtuosity on the turntables, whose track selection and mixing will turn you out. If you ever have a chance to go see her, run, do not walk. After Break My Soul was released back in June, right in time for Pride, hi gay, the tea was that Beyonce was headed towards dance music. But even with Honey's involvement and the credits to Moi Renee and Kevin Aunt and T.S. Madison, quite literally the who's who of Black queer and trans excellence, I was still a little worried because all too often, in fact, quite frequently, the cozy, energy, thick, alien superstar brilliance of Black queer underground culture is pillaged for commercial gain time and again. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. More often than not, when the majority of other artists poach from Black queer culture, the shit is just dry, the house down boots. But Renaissance eats. I'm gonna say it again, Renaissance eats. This is an album that is brilliant, if not stunning, in its meticulous archiving of Black queer frequencies, while also drawing and riffing on the long history of Black electronic dance music. This is a grown folks album, and one of its central themes is pleasure as a form of liberation, a keynote address that puts the record in lyrical conversation with Black feminists who underscore the significance of pleasure as a feminist praxis. Renaissance spotlights a pleasure we can find in feeling good about ourselves through sex and through dancing in the club. I imagine B head nodding in the studio while reading Black feminist Joan Morgan, who asks us to imagine a politics of getting off as a way to conceive of brighter, fuller, more just futures and selves that don't disconnect feeling from being alive. We may be here right now, but we are just barely making it through the multiple and simultaneous pandemics of climate disasters, racial injustice, anti-Black violence, transmisogyny, the war on women's bodies, a war on information, COVID, and other public health emergencies. Renaissance, then, is a call to fuck it up, fuck it up. I can't sing, but you get it. To dance, to feel joy, to be together in community, to share in the joy of music, the now and each other. Since the album's release, I've been haunted by a line from Heated, which we'll listen to in a minute, but I'll just share with you now. The line goes, liberated, living like we ain't got time. Liberated, living like we ain't got time. It's a line that makes me think of and reminds me of Jafari Allen's urgent notion of Black gay time, the idea that Black queer people are often ahead of time in terms of innovations in culture, art, music, and fashion, at the same time that we often run out of time because of anti-Black violence, health crises, and other pandemics. Voguing in ballroom culture is one place where Black, queer, and trans people are living like we ain't got time, and the sonic legacies of ballroom beats percolate as ear candy throughout Renaissance. The point of ballroom beats is to pull the performance out of the vulgar as they work, to egg them on, to urge them to give even more in their performance. There are two general sonic sort of traits of ballroom beats, the subgenre of house music that powers and electrifies Vogue balls. The first is the ha, a dynamic crash sound that originally appeared in the Ha Dance, a 1991 track by New York production duo Masters at Work that was originally intended for Latin b-boys, but which got sampled and repurposed by the late, great, amazing ballroom DJ Von Allure. Shout out to Von Allure. The sound is a staple of almost any and every ballroom track played today. So here is just a little bit so you can hear what the Ha is. So that's the ha, and what's really interesting about it is that that sound exists sort of like in almost every ballroom track, and it's also the sound that is the call to action for the performer to do their spin or dip. Do not call it a death drop; you will get chopped. It is a spin or a dip. As you make your way through Renaissance, you'll hear the ha tucked in the background. The second trait of ballroom beats that Renaissance engages is chanting, a kind of improvised rap done by the commentator that adds dynamism and heat into the room while also narrating what's happening on the catwalk. The commentator is perhaps the most important sonic force at a ball because they are the master of ceremonies, the narrator, and the source of energy. So later on Heated, which we'll listen to a little snippet of, Beyonce chants, which is kind of iconic. But she isn't the first pop diva to dip her toe into the art of chanting. In 2014, Jennifer Lopez worked with Jack Mizrahi, one of the legendary iconic commentators and figures in ballroom, to kind of produce this track, Tens. So here's a little bit of J-Lo chanting.
Half of us came off a flight. We came together for this one night. I wanna see you leave it all on the floor. Girls, get ready, 'cause here I come.
We serve, bitch. We don't work, bitch. We serve, bitch.
'Cause here I come. Can I see? Walk for me. Twirl for me. Serve for me. Lanvin, Ebony, Icon, Infinity, Con, Chanel, Balenciaga, Prodigy, Ninja, La Beja, Milan, Omni, Mizrahi, Extravaganza, Garçon, Mugler.
Look at me, look at me, look at me, bitch. Look at me, look at me, look at me, bitch. M to the I to the motherfucking Z. You can't help but look at me.
The elements, elements, the elements, elements, the elements, elements, all 5 elements.
Look at me, look at me, look at me, bitch. Look at me, look at me, look at me, bitch. M to the I to the motherfucking Z. You can't help but look at me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Category closed. I turned it, right?
No, Jennifer, you did not miss thing. So the last sample that I played before we get into the Renaissance is Kevin Jay-Z Prodigy, who is also sampled on the record, and this is just to give you a sense of the kind of sonic intensity of like what a commentator or what chanting really does, and kind of the force that it brings and adds. So you're just getting that sense again of the kind of rapping, the sonic intensity, if you will, the grain of the voice of Kevin Jay-Z's voice. So I'm really hoping that this framing provides added context for Renaissance. I'm really excited to jump in with you, Daphne, to think together about how this record, how Moi Renee, T.S. Madison, and Renaissance celebrate frequencies of Black queerness, the sense of pleasure as liberation. I will also say that I'm excited to have this conversation because there's also sort of a lack of scholarship and critical conversation around Black queer electronic dance musics, which a lot of other sort of Black musics, from jazz to hip hop and soul, have received sort of critical attention in a way that like disco, house, and techno and others have really not. So, really excited to jump in and get into the ring. So, thank you.
Yeah, that's fun. Thank you so much. I want you to just do like a video, audio, liner note accompaniment, release, hot drop for the entire album. That needs to be your next
The Renaissance syllabus.
Yes, exactly. No, I'd have to fly out for that.
Yes.
So we were gonna share a couple of songs, each snippets from them,
Yeah.
talk about things that we were most interested in kind of sharing. Should we do that?
Do you want to start with Cozy?
Yeah, let's start with Cozy.
The whole thing, or where do you, or like which is there a part?
Well, I
you wanna
think
start
we're
at?
gonna do short little excerpts, right? And
Yeah.
so I'm fine with the beginning of it.
The beginning. Okay.
Maybe I'll say something before you play it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I
Okay.
love this. Is like my dream having Madison just be my DJ.
Yes.
So the first track that I want to highlight is Cozy, you know, often referenced as summoning that early Chicago house sound. Honey Dijon, Luke Solomon, Chris Penny, Beyonce produced this track together. It's a loping, luxurious declaration of high and magnificent self-regard, to invoke another Renaissance goat, Toni Morrison. It's got this rhythm section that approximates to me the feeling of riding out on that silver horse, right? Unbound and unbothered. She's often running here with these suggestive opening lines that invite us to bear witness to her deft ability to transform the ammunition of her foes into armor, an intense redoubling of her stubborn investment in her own value. And so I'll just flag these opening lines that you'll hear, but just to hold on to them. Damn, I love the burning of the dagger from the words that you say. Fuck yeah, right? Dance into the mirror, kiss my scars, because I love what they made. Yeah, she's a god, she's a hero, she survived all she'd been through. Confident, damn lethal. She lethal. Might I suggest you don't fuck with my sis, which people have read literally as our girl's baby sis, genius baby sis, who just composed a ballet that debuted this week, right? But really, there's a larger kind of call to collective sisterhood in this track that's so powerful to me. And then you get the chorus, because she's comfortable in my skin. So if we could play a little bit of that, I'd fill up the room.
This a reminder.
Damn, I love the burning of the dagger from the words that you say. Fuck yeah. Dancing in the mirror, kiss my scars because I love what they made. Ooh, yeah. She's a god, she's a hero. She survived all she been through. Confident, damn, she lethal. Might I suggest you don't fuck with my sis? Ooh, 'cause she comfortable in my skin. Cozy with who I am. Comfortable in my skin. Cozy, comfortable in my skin. My feet up above your sins. I love myself, goddamn cozy. Cozy. I love me. They hate me because they want me.
I'm dark brown, dark skin, light skin, beige, fluorescent beige, bitch. I'm black.
Been down, been up, been broke down, bounce back.
Madison, you want to say anything about, it's T.S. Madison, right?
Say it again.
Do you want to say anything about the sample from T.S. Madison?
Yeah. Oh, so that sample, T.S. Madison is from T.S. Madison is a part of a small sample of like a 20-minute or 15 or 20-minute sort of talk that T.S. did about her blackness, being black, being proud of her blackness, being proud of being black, but at the same time, like how black she is. Like I can't remember what she says. Like I actually have the audio. I could play it somewhere, but it's a really great video. But she kind of pairs that with the kind of, again, the problematics, the kind of contingencies of being a black body. So kind of those kind of parallels there. T.S.
Another
Madison
trans icon.
yeah, black trans icon, yeah. Yeah, so, and to me, like, it's really important that track is produced by Honey Dijon, and that Honey brings in her sis. She brings in T.S. Madison into the mix, right? So I think that is really, really dynamic. I also love, like, the fatness of the bass. Like, it really fills up the room in a way that I will admit, when Break My Soul came out, when I knew that the record was gonna be kind of like dancey, I was a little bit like, where are the beats? Where are the beats, you know? And so I was pleasantly surprised that actually this album is actually quite beat driven. And it's
Yes.
like really meticulously programmed. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, and I love thinking about the ways in which, and there's a lot of work that's been done to this, but heavy beats, are a sensorial reorientation, a kind of hailing, to have to, navigate spatiality, in unconventional ways, and to use your body differently, and your body is being summoned differently to manage the sound and how the sound is affecting you. And so for this to be, kind of officially, to me, it's the opening track after the extremely important disorienting prologue. I'm
Yes.
that girl. Totally powerful. And one of my favorite lyrics in this track is "Feet up above your sins." It's just the nuance of subversion and just a tiny little line there that I think can pass people by, that this, without really digging in to the lyrical beauty and invention of this album, you can miss quite a bit too. I think there's that the form and the content are doing so much. How about a track from you, my friend?
So the track that I wanted to kind of share is "Cuff It," which is track number 4. And in terms of like the kind of progress of the album, so little secret about me, whenever there's an album that I'm really excited about, I kind of have a hard time making it through the whole thing. Like I get so overwhelmed, I kind of keep playing the same ones over again. So when I was listening to this record, I was going from track 1 to track 4 over and over again before moving on, because I couldn't, it was a lot to kind of take in. So this was the track that I was riding my bike to. I had my little speaker, and I'm playing and singing it, like really loudly, really loud. And what I like about it is the way that it really centers sort of again, this kind of pursuit of pleasure. She starts, "I feel like falling in love. I'm in the mood to fuck something up. Tonight I'm fucking something up. I need some drink in my cup. Hey, pour me a drink. I'm in the mood to fuck something up," right? And then later on, where is it? She says something like, can I get on top of you? Which is again like connecting the sense of like sexuality and like not being ashamed of sort of like the pursuit of pleasure, of carnal pleasure, of flesh, in the pursuit of kind of liberation. And also this record, this "Cuff It," is one that's really also about like, again, like centering the club in this way. Okay, wait, so here it is. Oh, what is that? No, cancel. Okay. So I'm gonna skip to a certain part of the song, because I wanted you to hear like kind of like a little bit of the breakdown, which has this like super Nile Rodgers influence like kind of breakdown. And when I was listening to it, I was like, "Oh, Beyonce! Oh, you stop!"
For the kids,
Say it again.
we probably want to emphasize Nile Rodgers, one of the greatest producers
Yes.
of the history of
Yes.
modern recording, and one of the major architects of the disco sound in the 1970s, which bequeaths to us hip hop in many ways. There's a whole genealogy, so people know these things. But.
Okay.
Mrs. Roll Call, did you hear a roll? Show up, show up, show up, show up. Pow up, pow up. You Mr. Nasty, I clean it up. Go where nobody's been. Go where nobody's been. Have you ever had fun like this? I wanna go missing. I need a prescription. I wanna go higher. Gonna sit on top
Here's
of
the
you.
breakdown.
We gon' fuck up the night. Funk it up, black light. Spaceships fly. Spaceships fly. Unapologetic when we fuck up the night. Funk it up tonight. We getting fucked up tonight.
Mom. Sorry. I know. But so yeah, I love that, like, with continued listening, new things open up, and the vocals and the layering and kind of like the vocal stacking and harmonies are just like incredible on this. The production is really amazing. And I wanted to
Which
just
Niall was involved in.
yes. I just want to play you a little example of what I mean about the kind of high quality kind of production. Same track, but there's a point where I didn't realize this until like maybe the 50th time listening that it sounds like rhythm, but actually the vocals are tucked in there. So you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Come out and play. Oh, yeah, you. Come and cup it, baby. While I bust it for you, baby. Baby. Anywhere, anytime.
Okay, here it comes.
I don't mind. Yeah. For you. I'm back in the truck. For you. Get you get fucked up. For you. I put my cup up. For you. We gon' fuck up the night. Take flight. Blinding lights. Fuck it up.
Okay. So yeah, for me that's like just a really good example of like the kind of production, sort of meticulous production that is sort of
Yes.
throughout the record. And again, it's like raunchy, right? It's like, Mr. Nasty, I'll clean it up. What are you cleaning up, Beyonce? Right? So anyway, that's.
Listen, this song is everything. And our friend Wesley Morris of the New York Times, in his, absolutely accurate rave review of the album, talked about coming to tears and hearing that line, "I want to go missing." I think this record is so much. It's the culmination of this 21st century moment of deep precarity and a mindfulness of the need for deep care. And there are just these exquisite lines that remind you of both the pain and the possibility emanating through the music, right? There's also, it's a history of dance music. People talk about this, and there are little moments where you get like that line that you played earlier, where the chorus is coming in. Oh God, now I'm kind of, what is it? We're gonna fucked up tonight.
Yeah.
That's deep Clintonian, and I don't mean Bill. I mean George.
Yes.
I mean Parliament Funkadelic, right?
Yes.
Just all of these little kind of micro details about the virtuosic, density of Black music and Black dance music in particular. That's all strewn all across the record. It's just extraordinary. It's extraordinary. Yeah.
I want to make sure that we have time to play. Oh shoot. Okay. Can we have 10?
How much time do we have?
So how about we just move to playing the tracks that we were gonna play, the full tracks and
The
just kind of
extended
talk about
tracks.
them?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we reference the ones that we're gonna?
Yeah. Reference. Go.
Well, I was gonna also just highlight and emphasize All Up in Your Mind as being this like fantastic sort of engagement with English New Wave, with producer A.G. Cook's kind of futuristic sounds, with a kind of post-human vocality that I think is really important to pay attention to with regards to the breakthroughs of this album as well. The range of what Beyonce is doing with her voice on this album.
Yes.
I mean, it should stop anyone from talking about Adele ever again, okay? Because we're talking about someone who has such a deep, intelligent control, and also historical and social and cultural knowledge of how Black voice matters and the ways Black voice matters across this. It's extraordinary. So All Up in Your Mind is a track that I was going to flag as sounding like everything from Gary Newman to Flock of Seagulls and all that kind of stuff. The track that I was going to play we can play it for however long we want to play it, Madison, and you can start playing it and I can talk a little bit about it.
Okay.
But just to have a moment to hold on to the absolutely astonishing church girl. I wrote about it this summer, and so I'll just say what I said then, and I'll say again now. On The Extraordinary Church Girl, the heart of Renaissance, Beyonce sings us through that always closer than it seems divide between holy and sexual salvation, letting a sample from gospel greats, the Clark sisters, ease us into a thick, filthy groove, an unapologetically raunchy twerk anthem for the ages, steeped in catharsis and hard-won self-love. I'm going to let go of this body. I'm going to love on me. Nobody can judge me but me, she sings. Talk about lines where you start crying. Listen to this album. I was born free, armed with clapbacks at hip-hop misogyny and heaps of virtuosic rap swagger. She delivers a critical sermon to her Black girl and women fans in particular. Let go of your inhibitions and jettison the respectability politics first devised by turn-of-the-century Black church women as a coat of armor to withstand the racism and sexism suffered on the regular. Such politics, as many a Black feminist has since noted, swiftly turned into a straitjacket. Swimming through the oceans of tears we cried, Beyonce the Healer sings as she steps out of the water and assures us, I ain't trying to hurt nobody, trying to bring the life up in your body. This is Church Girl.
Nobody. You can be my daddy if you want to. You can be my daddy if you want to. You can get it tatted if you want to. You can get it tatted if you want to. Put your lighters in the sky, get this motherfucker litty. She gon' shake that ass and I'm pretty tickle bitties. So get your racks up, get your math up. I'ma back it up, back it up. I'ma bust it, back it up. I see them great sweats, I see a blank check. I'm finally on the other side. Oceans of tears we cry. Tears that we cry. You know you got church in the morning. You're doing God's work, you're going in. She ain't trying to hurt nobody. She is trying to do the best she can. Happy on her own, with her friends, without a man. I'm warning everybody, soon as I get in this party, I'm gonna let go of this body. I'm gonna love on me. Nobody can judge me. Shake that ass and I'm pretty tickle bitties. So get your racks up, get your math up. I'ma back it up, back it up. I'ma bust it, back it up. I see them great sweats, I see a blank check. It must be the cash cause it ain't your face. It must be the cash cause it ain't your face. Now do it, baby, stick it, baby, do it, baby, stick it, baby, do it, baby, spin it. Now spin it, baby, do it. Now spin that cash a little harder. And she might let you dive in the water. Drop it like a thotty, drop it like a thotty. Nah, drop it like a thotty, drop it like a thotty. Oh, drop it like a thotty, drop it like a thotty. Good girls, acting bad, church girls, don't hurt nobody. I ain't trying to hurt nobody.
Well, two things I'm gonna
So-
say. One, very quickly, do we have to, I'll say very quickly.
Okay.
Very quickly, just one. I have a millennial little sister friend who was like, I love that song, except why would she talk about Jay-Z that way? Must be the cash.
That's the best line.
Well, also it's not, it's a callback. It's a subversion of Nelly, who, has this track from the turn of the century and very much a part of misogynist strip world culture of must be your ass because it ain't your face, right?
Mhm.
It's a flip on that. That's important. It ain't about Jay-Z, and he's not on the record. Let's be clear, he's not on this record. Second, I just want to say Taylor Swift and Midnights, we have to endure this October, but I'm done with it. This is like her fourth masterpiece album, because I count 4, and I'm just tired of the Grammys treating Black women geniuses as second-class citizens.
Yes.
This album better rectify that problem once and for all. So,
Yes.
please,
Yes. I mean, and one thing that I would add just to this about Church Girl is that we talk about Beyonce as like a vocalist, but let's not forget she's also a prolific rapper as well.
completely
Turning it on the bars,
turning
right?
it, right? Part of her global, success, domination is a complicated word for me, right? But part of her success has been able to have that flow along with some of the most masterful vocalizing in all of R&B and pop. So crazy mad skills.
Okay, so to kind of close this out, the track that I wanted to play is, I opened talking about Moi Renee, so the track that I wanted to play is Pure Honey. I think that this track is, it's the clearest kind of connection to ballroom, sampling both Kevin Aviance and Kevin Jay-Z Prodigy on one. And I think that the flow of the track, you'll see as you listen, the kind of ingenuity of sampling as really like an art form. One of the most important aspects of, Black sampling as like an important piece of Black cultural production, especially in electronic music. So the sample here really elevated to the level of sort of like virtuosity in a sense. And so I'll just play it and then, please, absolutely, yeah, y'all.
Oh my God, please dance.
Yes.
For me.
Which one? Can she not see? Do you not see the USC?
I see you. You can dance for me.
Oh, I see.
Oh, look at it.
Okay. This is Pure Honey.
Check my technique. Coming from my technique. You wanna feel my technique? It's pure. Bad bitches to the left. Money bitches to the right. You can be both. Meet in the middle. Dance all night. Take it all off, or just a little if you like. It's pure. It should cost $1 billion to look this good. But she make it look easy cause she got it. Check my technique. You can find the one when the tempo good. Wanna touch my technique? 4, 3, 2, fucking busy. That's my technique. That's my technique. Bad bitch, Bisou, right and left cheek. Ideas, my dear, that's my technique. All my pretty girls to the floor. Get your money, cunty, hunty. Don't be funny with my money, honey. Don't my girls look so yummy, yummy? All the boys want my honey from me. It should cost $1 billion to look that good. But she make it look easy cause she got it. You can find the one when the tempo's good. 4, 3, I'm too fucking busy. Check my technique. I see you too, coming from my technique. Bossy bitch, be Sue, right and left cheek. Future, Renaissance, study my technique. All the pretty boys to the floor. Get your money, 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 money. Don't be funny with my money, honey. Don't my girls look so yummy, yummy? All them boys want my honey from me. Bad bitches to the left. Money bitches to the right. You can be both, meet in the middle, dance all night. Take it all off, or just a little if you like. Earlier than that, it should cost $1 billion to look this. I see you want it and you're coming for me. Don't be funny with my money, honey. All my girls look so yummy, yummy. And all the boys want my honey. The devil's on my shoulder. Nasty is my guilty pleasure. If you give this ass a squeeze, it's pretty hell will give you pleasure. Once you give me hyped up, baby, I won't stop. I won't stop till you say you had enough. Ride it like a rodeo when I'm on top. I'll get you stuck in my love, stuck in my honey. Honey, honey, honey. I put the sweet on your tongue. Don't it taste yummy? Yummy, yummy, yummy. The sticky thick, honey and gold, dripping all on me. Yeah, honey, honey, honey. I'ma put the sweet on your tongue. Don't it taste yummy? Yummy, yummy, yummy. Ooh, yummy, you know it's Friday night and I'm ready to drive. Throw me them keys, baby, let's go. Friday night and I'm ready to drive. Throw me them keys, baby, let's go. We jump in the car, pour the tank of gas. World's at war, low on cash. I ain't never felt a feeling like this. You've been in love, but not like this. Sweet honey sin, taste it on your lips. Up and down on it, light switch, click.
Honey, Miss Honey, Miss Honey, Miss Honey,
Honey, honey.
Miss Honey, Miss Honey, Miss Honey, Miss Honey, honey.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Daphne and Madison. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Daphne
you.
Brooks and Madison Moore, thank you.
Thank you, Beyonce.
See you next time. Bye. Bye, Daphne.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.